Welcome back to the Lars Larson Show. Pleasure to be with you, and glad to get to your calls. Let me get first to Andy No, who joins us now, a journalist based in Portland, an editor with Quillette Magazine, and boy, is his Twitter feed alive. Andy, welcome back to the program, and you got me really interested because after the Jussie Smollett case, that took me back to a lot of the other fake hate crimes that have been faked in America over the years. And, of course, I put that out with the caveat that we know that not all hate crimes that are alleged are fakes, but the ones that are do a lot of damage. And you've noticed that there is what you call the suspicious rise of gay hate crimes, and you suspect that some of these are not real.
Yes. So as the Jussie Smollett story was falling apart in February, Portland had its own series of Jussie Smollett-like allegations. In February, a GoFundMe campaign went viral detailing how a Portland trans activist named Sophia Gabrielle Stanford had been brutally beat unconscious with a bat by right-wing assailants on Southeast 15th and Morrison. Now, within days, a self-described fat queer activist, Jenny Brusso, shared another viral post on Facebook and Twitter saying how her partner, Bree Jones, had been attacked in an unprovoked hate crime on Southeast 7th and Madison. Then these two stories suddenly ballooned to 5, 10, and 15 plus allegations online. It became a full-on panic. People were now saying that there were murders, that there was an attempted kidnapping, and weapons that these right-wing marauding gangs were using included bats, hammers, and wooden planks. This even caught the attention of Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler, and even ride company Lyft put out a statement, as well as the Democratic Socialists of America Portland chapter released a statement. And the Q Center in February hosted an emergency town hall where 500 people came on a Sunday night. People really were in a panic, believing that there were these people going around attempting to kill LGBT people.
How much of it turned out to be fake?
Yes, so I am a natural skeptic, and I interviewed political scientist Wilfred Riley at Kentucky State, who just released a book on hate hoaxes in America. And he informed me that some of the patterns that he found in his research on hate hoaxes is that there is a cinematic story, there's non-reporting to police, the involvement of radical activists, as well as fundraising. And that was all of which was present in most of these cases. So what I did was initiate some public records requests to see how many of these 15 plus alleged attacks were actually reported to police, considering how serious the allegations were. Well, it turned out of 15, only one was reported. It was the initial one, the one that had the GoFundMe. And the details of the police report, when I finally read it, it was completely different than what was alleged in the GoFundMe. The police report actually details that this individual, Sophia Stanford, was so drunk when they found her. She could not or would not say her name. She had no idea what was happening. She threatened the police. It was only the day after that all these other details about the hate attack, getting beat unconscious with the bat, suddenly made its way in the GoFundMe, and it was completely successful. Over $10,000 was raised within days. Another person, Jenny Brusso, who claimed that she reported it to police, well, that was untrue. I actually looked at the report. The police reached out to her, as well as her partner, and left multiple messages. They never called back, so that case was suspended because there was no cooperation, and all the 13 plus other incidents were never reported.
Now, when you see somebody like Jussie Smollett, where the evidence seemed absolutely rock solid, at least from the outside, and then you see that when it was discovered that it was probably fake, almost certainly fake, but he gets off with no punishment, do you expect to see more of these, especially if they're connected with the ability to raise money?
Absolutely. I think generally we're living in a culture now where victimhood is worshipped and it's our social currency. You could see the lavish attention that these people were getting with just a mere whisper of being a victim of hate. And my frustration with the Portland police is that there's been other cases over the years in Portland that are probably hoaxes, but the police just suspend it due to a lack of cooperation or no more leads, rather than investigating it fully and then referring it to the DA for prosecution for filing a false hate report.
And I'd go farther than that. Andy, I'm going to have to wrap this up because we're at the top of the hour, but I'd go farther. If somebody goes out and stages a fake hate crime, then raises money on that, that's fraud. I mean, it's the crime of fraud. It's not just filing a false police report. I think the police should investigate it that way, or we're going to get more of it. You can follow Andy on Twitter, Andy NGO. Andy No. Great Twitter follow. You've got the Lars Larson Show.